Hi guys. So I think we all saw this video coming. I definitely wanted to film this video a little earlier, like closer to when the episode actually came out, but alas, this is all I could do for you guys. I am very sorry. Now, I was gonna film this video with my friend Mackenzie, who I did, in fact, go to see Heathers with, / we both did the reacting to Riverdale episode before, and that was really fun. And those were both really fun videos to do with her, but she couldn't make it this weekend, and I'm also quite busy, and this was the only time I was able to do it. So unfortunately, you're only getting one reviewer today, and hopefully, I was about to say hopefully this was good, but I think we can get that out of the way right now. Now, the last musical episode they did of Riverdale was the Carrie episode. And okay, I love Carrie the musical so much. It's kind of in the same vein as Heathers, where when you like would initially first hear like, oh, did you hear that they made Carrie the musical? Oh, did you hear that they made Heathers the musical? You'd be like, why? What in those movies could ever be a musical? And you are correct if you think this way. They're not like the greatest musicals ever made. They're fun, they're a little trashy, they're just a good time. They're a good time, and I love them both a lot. When I heard that they were making a Heathers episode of Riverdale, I was not excited. Mainly because, like, I looked at the cast list of, like, who each person was gonna be. Like, yeah, of course, Cheryl would be Heather Chandler. But I feel like Betty and Veronica should have switched roles. Like, I feel like Betty is very clearly a Heather McNamara. And Veronica is very clearly a Heather Duke. So, I don't know where that came from, but... Chapter 51. Big fun. Let's go. We don't need no recap.
Heathers the musical? Now how, in God's name, is a play about teen violence and suicide a good idea in Riverdale? Especially after the tragedy of last year's musical.
Please.
I mean...
of nihilism, if you'll just listen to the lyrics of the first song. Evelyn. We were so tiny, happy and shiny, playing tag and getting chased.
I'm gonna just predict it now. Kevin is gonna sing a lot more, and I'm gonna be so happy about it because I love Kevin so much. And just by that little bit of singing, I can already tell he can actually sing. And I'm so excited for a character who can actually sing and is being given a role. And they have to take out the freak, slut, da 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 da, because they just have to do a little fucking violin. I love it.
Then we got bigger, that was the trigger, like the Huns invading Rome.
Just those pauses are so awkward. Couldn't they have said like freak, weirdo, something? I don't know. Weirdo. Weirdo, 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 weirdo. Have you ever seen me without this hat? That's weird.
Welcome to my school, this ain't no high school, this is the Thunderdome. But I know, life can be beautiful. If we changed back then, we could change again. We can be beautiful, just not today.
Dream of ivy-covered walls and smoky French cafes. Fight the urge to strike a match and set this dump ablaze.
But I
have to make them end, so you stop her before she gets a toehold.
That's the goal for the week.
I was reading the subtitles before she talked because I saw the word toehold, and I kid you not, for a second, I was like, is toehold a character? Because that's how goddamn stupid these names are.
And I know, life can be beautiful. I pray for a better way. We were kind before.
guess not today.
First of all, Betty's singing sounds nothing like her actual voice. Yet again, it is very auto-tuned, but also I love how they had Jughead sing one line. I did like that though in Carrie, how he just never sang. I wish they almost like played with that more. They were like, Jughead, do you want to be like, I don't know, like a background character? Like just like one line. You just like sing with the rest of the group. And he's like, I don't sing. I don't sing. I don't sing. I would have loved that.
Why do they hate me? Why don't I fight back?
Why do I act like such a creep? Why won't she date me? Why did I hit him? Why do I cry myself to sleep? Somebody help me, somebody fix me, somebody save me. Send me a sign of God, give me some hope here, something to live for.
Are all of you this miserable?
Not speaking, but you like heard their thoughts, kind of is lame, but also if you think about it in the context of Hermione Lodge right now, all she's seeing is just these kids at chairs just going.
Well, there is Cheryl Blossom floating above it all as Heather Chandler.
Okay. I got so shocked by the auto-tune that I spilt my water.
Heather and Heather.
She was a real mess after her breakup with Tony, but then she gave herself the role of HBIC. Veronica and Betty are playing the other Heathers, Heather McNamara and Heather Duke, but Cheryl is the mythic bitch.
And you know, this could be beautiful.
No, life can be beautiful.
You hope, you dream, you pray, and you get your way. Ask me how it feels, looking like hell on wheels. My God, it's beautiful.
AKA Jock Ram Sweeney. Gonna broad up with my bud Arch here. Just two single straight dudes doing some theater.
What the?
Does anyone have a chainsaw? I can't.
Are we gonna have a problem?
I like drinking hard, maxing dad's credit card. I like
Your dad's dead. He killed himself.
nerds in the know. If you like the juice, go play duck, duck, goose. Let your mommy fix you ice cream.
Okay, I get it. They had to change the line. Like, I get it. Maybe it's a little bit inappropriate to say if you lack the booze. But if you lack the deuce, play duck, duck, goose. Let your mommy fix you ice cream? Just say a snack. Let your mommy fix you ice cream. Like, that's... Okay, that was, like, fine. It wasn't the greatest. Two things. It was very awkwardly choreographed. I encourage that they should have done a little bit more of a dynamic color contrast between Tony and the Pretty Poisons. Like, maybe they should have all been in, like, blacks and purples, because I can kind of see that they are. But in comparison to the harshness of the other girls' colors, they just fall flat. Or maybe even Tony and Cheryl should have both have worn red to kind of signify that. I feel like during that whole thing, there was like whipping sound, like anytime they turned, they had like a whipping sound effect, which they didn't need.
The farm is sponsoring the play. Reams, cult recruitment, and I'm co-directing the musical for one simple reason. To have big fun. Come in costume.
No offense, but Betty comes to her and says, I know what you're doing. You are manipulating the cast. You're going to regain their trust. And then when everyone is really happy and they're all your friends, you are going to recruit them into your cult. And Evelyn Evernever goes, you are so wrong, Betty. In fact, I'm going to prove you wrong by inviting everyone to my cult.
Maybe the serpents and I can help you look for it.
Boy, it was worthless.
Well, not to me.
When we started the show, like when we started Riverdale, Jughead kind of hated his home. Maybe that could be a point explored. Like, it's, instead of saying like it was always our home, he could say it's become my home.
Just popping in a
Your mother and I are separating.
What?
Dad says act your age.
You heard the boss, it's time to rage.
Bless the beast, turn out the light.
Ain't nobody home tonight. It's time for
none of them can sing. Also, I am really excited to see Edgar Evan Ever because he's played by Chad Michael Murray, and when I was a kid I had such a crush on him when he was in Freaky Friday.
Cleans up all right. Veronica is hot tonight.
They broke up last episode. It was so emotional. I was kind of sad. I really like them together. You can't just slap them back together like that.
This night's all a blur. How did I get so popular?
Dang, dang, diggity, dang, 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 diggity, dang, dang.
I can't believe she actually came. I need a refill. It's time to let everything go.
I do like the small references, like that little podium thing, and like the blue shots that they're taking. I don't know why my dumb, stupid brain didn't realize this, but I also don't even know if this is like actually what it was. But, possible theory, the blue shots they were taking was like something in reference to the blue poison that everyone takes when they play Dungeons and Dragons. Like, maybe it's not necessarily poison, obviously, because they're all living, but maybe it's like laced with drugs, but like just a smaller dosage than what is used to murder people. I don't know. Maybe that will come up next episode. Did I overanalyze something that probably was not supposed to be that overanalyzed?
Me too.
But maybe you and me are meant to be together. Maybe we're endgame.
Reggie.
Remember when Veronica said to Archie on the phone, "We're endgame, Archie." Is that a callback? Also, I love them together so much. When I was reading the comics when I was a child, I always thought, why don't Reggie and Veronica get together? And why don't Betty and Archie get together? Like, they made the most sense to me. You tripping?
It was big fun, but
I'm being haunted by Mitch's ghost. I've been thinking about her all the time since rehearsal started, and I just feel so guilty.
I've been seeing her too.
through revealing their truth, these two young men have found an unexpected connection. Perhaps more. Anything to share? I just found out that my parents are separating.
She's gonna sing Lifeboat because her parents are separating. Yeah, that's why Heather McNamara sang that song. Totally.
And that is what we in the theater call a breakthrough.
Did you have a lobotomy for breakfast? You're wearing my signature color. Sorry.
I do like the original score being used from the movie. That's fun. Weird in this context, like that's not the song that is played in hype situations. That's the song that's played in every day-to-day life. But whatever.
But the school's not big enough for both of us, faux pink lady. And I was here first. So, go to Centerville High or Westerberg. I don't care.
It's like I get it they're not together anymore, but it's kind of an abusive situation. You know what I mean?
The demon queen of high school has decreed it.
Ooh.
She says Monday 8 a.m. I'll be deleted.
Tell me, Peaches, what's going on?
Till I break you. Cause Cheryl says I got to go. You're my last meal on death row. Shut your mouth and lose them tiny white.
Oh. 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 Okay, here's a hot take that I must make now. I feel bad for the actress who plays Tony because I feel like she's the most sexualized character in this show. Not just this episode, but she always gets the butt end of like having to, you know, be a little overly like sexy. I don't know. I feel bad for her. Okay, I'm sorry, but I didn't explain this well in this bit. Also, I'm wearing the same sweater. That's so embarrassing. But, okay, what I was trying to say here is that, you know, obviously Betty and Veronica and Cheryl, they all have their fair bits of like being sexy and being hot and stuff, but I feel like Tony's is like weirder because it's always like her, like the whole concept of like I go both ways. You know what I mean? Like when she gets sexy, it's when she's with Jughead, and then afterwards she's like, "Oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. I go both ways." Here, like in the episode before this one, she was having like BDSM sex with Cheryl, like just randomly out of the blue, and it's just like I feel like, again, obviously Veronica and Betty, they both have their fair share of sexy moments that they have to do just to be a part of this goddamn show, and I get it, but I feel like hers is on this like creepier level because it's kind of like very playing into like very stereotypical like I go both ways kind of stuff. I love this song.
Our love is gone.
We can start and finish wars. New world needed room for me and you. I worship you. I trade my life for yours. They all will disappear. We'll plant our garden. Plant our garden here. Our love is God.
May the one become many.
That was cool. Okay? I think if you're going to integrate a musical, if you're gonna integrate Heathers into your show, and there is a cult in your show, obviously you use Our Love Is God. It was cool. I liked that it was Fangs and Kevin, because I felt bad that Kevin wasn't really getting actually like a boyfriend, because all of his boyfriends are dead or get beaten up. I like how it's one that's kind of main cast. I like how it's like a guy that like we know well-ish. But that didn't look like freaky to me, you know what I mean? It's like freaky in the way of like they're all wearing white and blah blah blah. But it just looked like they freaking confessed their love for each other. You know what I mean? Like it was like a weird marriage thing. It didn't look like it was like, I don't know, if they were like gonna slit each other's wrists, then maybe that'd be a different story.
For real. Let's clean the slate and let's fight for this. Let's fight for us.
Wanna fight for
Mr. No Name Kid.
I also love this song a lot. And I like, because it's usually not really used because it's like lame.
So might you be, and could you fight for me? And hey, could you face the crowd? Could you be seen with me? And still that's fine if you don't agree. But I would fight for you.
Wanna fight for me if we're still alive.
That was cute. Archie is still best soft boy in town. Like, they were cute, okay? I thought that was cute, in my humble opinion.
Heathers is being used to indoctrinate students into a cult.
It looks like these two boys are simply rehearsing.
No.
What are we gonna do?
Jughead's sad. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I'm so sad.
I've got a crazy idea.
Let's be normal. See bad movies. Bowling. Don't you want a life with me?
No, he doesn't. Because he's asexual.
Can't we be 17?
Can you? Oh, right, I forgot. You're all like in your mid-20s.
That's so I could be good with you.
People hurt us.
Oh, I'm gonna kill my... No, I won't, but...
Or the
Can we be 17? Is that so hard to do?
if you could
I have to stop it right now. Oh, what? Wait, what? Cole Sprouse can kind of sing. Like, kind of. Like, in the way of, like, he's definitely auto-tuned. But the... Right. Fuck, it was actually good. I can't sing, so you can't... Don't take me as, like, but... What the frick was that? Also, is it bad that I'm, like, a little bit more attracted to him now that he can sing? Like, you know, I feel like I've said this before, but it's like, I feel like I was less attracted to him because he was like a bad actor and I didn't really believe him at all. But now that I can see he kind of sings, I'm like a little bit more like, oh, he's got some like soul or something. Oh, okay. I'm a mess. Also, I love how they're dancing in a drug lab. That's really fun. Yeah.
You're the one I choose.
Why didn't they keep the "yeah, we're damaged, really damaged, but your love's too good to lose"? That's like a really, that's the emotional part of that song. And also I feel like, as much as I don't like Betty and Jughead, that could fit really well into Betty and Jughead. And Tony and Cheryl. I don't know. Personally, I don't know.
You always say family is the most important thing.
Family's trust. You and your mother betrayed me, so there is no family anymore.
I mean, who saw this coming? Me, ages ago. Why didn't they get a divorce sooner? Maybe when he went to jail. Huh? I don't know. Also, she's about to sing Lifeboat. I'm ready.
Veronica, your solo's up. I was going to talk about the devastating loneliness your character feels at this particular moment, but it seems like you're already there, so take it away.
Yikes.
Black ocean, low in the water. Captain is pointing. I thought I was captain. Still.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Biggest, tiniest lifeboat.
Drugs. It's terrible. What a nightmare. Dad, if you're...
How to not look innocent. Drugs. Terrible. What a nightmare.
Get to makeup. Stat.
Okay.
Hey, Betty, make sure you...
I like how they made Kevin look like that one guy from the movie that wasn't put into the musical. This guy. Definitely intentional and I like it.
I can't promise no more Heathers.
High school may not ever end.
Still, I miss you. I'd be honored if you'd let me be your friend. My friend, we can be 17. We can learn how to chill. If no one loves me now, someday somebody will. We can be 17.
I'm so confused. First of all, Sweet Pea is JD. Where is he? Why have we not seen him sing a single song? Why is Heather Chandler here? She's supposed to be dead at the end of the musical. And it's like, I get it, like maybe it could be like a little thing, but they should have introduced that. They should have been like, hello, we have one final song that it doesn't make any sense.
Still time to make things right.
Also, why is Jughead here? Because he kind of looks like JD. So why didn't they just cast him as JD if they didn't want...
We want a better world, so why not start tonight? Let's go be 70, our final chance.
It wasn't the worst. It was better than the Carrie episode, definitely. But I wish the ending was a little bit better. I didn't even, like, I liked the ending when, like, they all started clapping, but could have been done better, I personally think. Also, disappointing that we never got to see JD, or Sweet Pea's JD, because Sweet Pea is really attractive, and I would have at least loved to see him in the trench coat, in my personal opinion. No One Sang Meant to Be Yours, which is my favorite song in the show, and makes me cry pretty much every time I hear it. That wasn't the worst, but certainly that's low standards for Riverdale. Their best musical episode out of their 2 musical episodes, and them also both being the worst versions of both of these pretty okay plays. Bye guys!